All right. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to make Tammy the host here so she can let people in while I am busy doing other stuff. And then we will jump right in. You got to let them record too, Tam. All right, guys. Drum roll. I can't do a drum roll very good and it makes my computer shake, so whatever. Here we go. This is my drum roll. For those of you who don't know, when you sign up for a membership to the THM Club, once a month, I draw a name, all your names, when you sign up, let me try this again. When you sign up for a membership to the THM Club, your name goes into a draw that I do once a month. And when you sign up for a 6-month membership, your name goes in here once. And when you sign up for a 1-year membership, your name goes in there 3 times. And as long as it doesn't expire, it stays in there. So if you have renewed like 2 or 3 times, let's say you have, like I have a couple of members in here who have renewed, like they've been with me since the beginning. So they've renewed so many times that they have like 7 and 8 tickets in here. So as long as it doesn't expire, then I don't take them out. If it expires, I take them out. But so long story short, I got a little bit behind with the move and then the death of my dad and my stepdad and my best friend's dad and all the deaths that I had to deal with in the last few months. I got a little bit behind with the members draws. So last month we did 3 and we got mostly caught up. And so this month we are doing July and August, and then we are totally caught up for another week or so. And then we'll pull one more next month. All right. Are you guys ready for this? There we go. Oh my goodness, camera, you're frozen on my screen. I think. Smile for me. Yeah, you're totally frozen. You're frozen like this on my screen. Look, now it unfreezes. There's this total like serious face. I'm like, whoa. Okay. Too funny. Okay, here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Hi, Steph. Good to see you.
You too.
I'm surprised you're not moving your little butt off.
Oh, I am, but Mila's napping, so I'm like, come.
Okay, this is it. Who is it? Bum, bum, bum. Can you read that? I haven't even looked at it yet. There we go. Brianne Zebo is July's winner. You got that, Tam? You know her number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Brianne Zebo, July. Congratulations. Just contact Tammy, or she's going to contact you and let you know that you've won. And then you have up to 30. You guys have to remember these members readings are only good for 30 days. Because if people save them up and I'm giving away 12 a year, then it just gets too chaotic and too confusing. So you have to use them within 30 days notice. I have made exceptions if you are like out of the country for a month or something and you let me know or whatnot. It's like physically impossible for you to do it in that 30 days. Let me know and we'll honor another time. But I've had a couple of people try to renew them like a year later or 6 months later. And I can't do that, you guys. So please understand. Okay, so here we go. August free reading. Literally just jumped into my hand. It is, I can't even see, I just want to cover the number. Look at this. You can see the name. Sierra Kemp. That would be your daughter, correct?
I was just saying she needed to have a time to do an actual real reading with you. So that's
Isn't that cool? I just got chills when you said that. See, ask and you shall receive.
Do you want to tell her to just contact me?
I will do, Tammy.
Thanks.
That's so awesome. I can feel your joy. It literally gave me goosebumps.
Oh, cool.
I'm on it. I'm typing to her right now. Okay, that's awesome. I love that. I love when somebody's on the call or on the link when they win. That happened last month too. Somebody was on here and they won. It was so cool.
That's so neat.
Okay, I am coming to you first too, because your energy is like so commanding everything right now. This is all about you guys today. Interesting. And just so you know, Well, I am going to read you too, Stephanie. Don't think you're getting out of here without a reading today, because there is a message there. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll figure it out. And just so you know, you guys, I have my cards with me today. So, and just in case you're wondering, they just said in my head, make sure you tell them what kind, because people have been wondering what kind of cards these are. Oh, Golden Art Nouveau or something like that, I think they're called. They're like a gold color. They're my favorite cards ever. They're extremely durable. A lot of the cards I've gotten so far, I find that I use them so much that they break down within like a few months. But these ones, I use them every single day. They're like brand new, just so you know. Best cards I've ever had. Okay, are you ready to do this? Okay, I'm not sure where your sound might be an issue. Say something again.
Sorry.
Yeah, perfect. That's a little bit better. Okay. So I want you to sit with both feet flat on the floor for me. And then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, interestingly enough, so right away, I've got 3 people that kind of step forward. 1 or 2 are a lot stronger than the third. The third is like a gentleman, he steps back. I hear daddy's hands, which is my symbol for father figure, or someone on dad's side. I almost think this is like grandfather, because he goes one above. I think grandma's on the other side too. It could be, no, wait a minute. Is your mom on the other side, hun? Would you understand that? And I think this would be her dad, because he stands behind her. But the mother of your daughter steps forward as well. I know this is your stepdaughter.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you that it's a funny feeling when I connect to that energy and I feel how much this woman loves you in her life and how grateful this woman is for you. I don't usually feel ex-wives in that such loving vibration, you know, but she is grateful.
No loving vibration on this side. She did not love me when she was here with us. So.
Yeah, but you know what? She is so grateful for your influence in her daughter's life. And she's showing me like school and life milestones that she is accomplishing because you are in her life. That's why I heard ask and you shall receive, because you said, I need this for her. And her mom's like, done. But your mom is also on the other side, correct? Because your mom's like, she wasn't in this alone. We helped make that happen because you can't, it's that mother thing, right? I can't feel good unless my kid's okay. Your mom is saying happy birthday though, or giving you the rose, or well, the rose, which is birthday anniversary or something that happens once a year.
My daughter's birthday.
Today?
No, on the 14th of August.
Sierra?
No, my daughter, Alexa.
Oh, there you go. So your mom is like bringing her forward as well.
Which is funny because my daughter says they never talk about me. They're always talking about Sierra.
Isn't that funny? Because the first thing they said is that ask and you shall receive. They're bringing up issues that you have just talked about behind the scenes that I would not know anything about.
Yep.
And so of course your mom steps forward and goes to your daughter. Is she very athletic? I'm seeing like a lot of athletic, like basketball or volleyball or something like this.
She was a lacrosse and wrestling.
There we go.
And working out all the fitness stuff.
I can feel it. I just don't have a lot of sports in my library, so you get what you get. It means the same thing. She said something about new equipment, and she was happy to help your mom. Did your daughter just get a bunch of new equipment?
Yeah, we just got a new lacrosse net, and she just got a bunch of stuff for her birthday that I had a lot of trouble tracking down. So.
Oh, well, please know when you found it, that was your mom that helped you with that. I think you knew that too, because I can feel that challenge. And then when you ask for help, it just comes in easy, right?
Did.
So your mom is saying, listen, we're so used to getting frustrated by these little challenges. But if you didn't have that challenge, you wouldn't have needed to ask for her help. And if you didn't ask for her help, then you wouldn't have, whoa, sorry, I almost spilled my drink. Then you wouldn't have felt her presence when she showed up for you. we want miracles and we want to feel their presence in our time of need, but we don't want to be in a time of need. Do you understand?
Yes.
So she's reminding you that sometimes being in that moment of needing something is a really great place to be, because it's that moment before you get what you are so wanting in life. You know what I mean? That moment before it just hits your fingers, and it's so much potential going forward. I feel like you're in another kind of, it's interesting. We were talking about the lockdowns going on in BC, right? And Quebec. And I want to repeat what I said to you, because I want anybody who's listening to understand this concept. We all just want this over, all of these restrictions over. And the reality is that most people comply with the restrictions and these new outrageous loss of our freedoms because they just want it to be over. But it will never be over if we comply. So if you can't do anything about changing the laws or the rules where you are, what I've been told by God is that it's about moving to where we can. So if we are trying to move forward in something and there's all these restrictions and all these like things we can't do, it's like, well, go look in another direction. Do you know what I mean? This just happened in the United States. A whole bunch of people are like flooding Florida and stuff like that right now. This is how we take our power back. This is how we make them hear us. If all of a sudden nobody lives in BC anymore, they have no one to pay their taxes and their bills, then they're gonna, have to do something about this. But so long as everyone goes along with the crowd, then these restrictions will never be over, and they will continue to take away our freedoms one by one by one. Your mom is showing me the boiling frog. It's interesting. Have you ever heard the boiling frog analogy, or what the boiling frog can? Do you mind if I just repeat this a little bit before I get to my? So if you take a frog and you put him into a pot of boiling hot water, you just drop him in that pot, he's going to jump right out because it's freaking hot, right? But if you take a frog and you put him in a just normal, nice, comfortable room temperature water, and then you slowly, but slowly, ever so surely turn the heat up in that water, that frog will cook himself to death because he will not jump out. He will not feel the heat gradually, slowly increasing. He will cook to death. And a lot of us are in that right now. The government, well, I don't want to use that word. The people that control our lives, let's put it that way, have been slowly turning up the heat for a long time. And so a lot of us are feeling like, well, this is normal. This is used to it. It was hot yesterday. It's going to be hot tomorrow. That's just the way it is. And next thing you know, you're dead. So long story short, in that analogy, your mom is showing me that analogy in a way. I feel like you've been in this energy a bit in your life. It's like you're trying to make the best of a situation that you don't want to really be in, or that you know that is getting too hot for you to stay in. Do you understand that?
Yes.
She said, so don't be the frog. Don't wait until you literally cannot jump out. Do what you can do now. And here's the thing, take fear out of the equation, okay? So I had somebody recently, and I'm going to code this so that we don't know who or what I'm talking about here. But I had somebody that I was giving a reading to recently that was trying to accomplish something in business. But some of the people on their team were really, really bad. They were not helping them. They were sabotaging things along the way. And this person kept saying, well, I want to go to here. This is what I want, where I want to be with my business. This is what I want to accomplish. And I can't just get rid of them because they're too in deep with me. They're too interwoven. It would take me too long to unpeel them from my business. So I'm just doing it with them. I can work around them. And they tried to do it that way. And you know what? I'm watching them fall on their face left, right, and center, because you can't do it that way. God will show you when or where the roadblocks are, where the pitfalls are. And it's our job to believe and trust him that he will guide us around them. So if you have people or things in your world that you need to let go of and you're scared to, what will happen if you let go of those, or if you quit them, or if you move away from them? When you choose love and faith to God and say, all right, God, my faith is in your hands. I refuse to work with the devil. I refuse to go forth knowing that there's snakes in my camp, using that analogy for this person I was telling you about. And when you do that, God will send you the people that you need. If you look at my own business, for example, I learned a lot of these lessons myself the hard way. Trust me, this was a hard fought lesson to learn. And it was a recent one, which is, it doesn't matter how unfamiliar you are, or how unexperienced you are, or how much lack of knowledge you have around a certain situation, that if God brings you to it, he will bring you through it. And if he brings you to a situation where you know you have to make some choices and decisions and let go of some people and you're terrified, that is the moment that the miracle appears. That is literally that moment where your mom will appear and bring you whatever it is you need, just what we were talking about earlier. I feel like you're in one of these, and it's getting hotter and hotter. Even as I'm talking, I'm getting hot now. It feels like you're in one of those situations, energy-wise, where it's starting to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And you're recognizing that you need to make some changes here and let go of some things. But I think you're scared to let go of those. And you're trying to hold on to them for as long as you can, so because you're scared of what'll happen if you let go. But I'm telling you right now, you've hit that point where it's time to let go and to trust God and move forward. Do you understand that?
Maybe, yes. I feel like I'm kind of paused. And I'm okay with that, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure everything out. And really look at it.
Just take fear out of the equation, okay? And everything will figure out much quicker. So if I'm going to try to think of an example that will address exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say that, and no, I'm not saying this is your situation, I'm just using it as an example. Let's say you're in a job that is the people around you are really starting to change. Everybody's getting cranky. It's no fun to go to work anymore. I really don't like being there. I used to love this job, so I'm not quite understanding why all of a sudden it doesn't feel so good. But I don't think I can get another job yet, or I don't see another one, so I'm not quitting there. Forget that. I have to stay. So I force myself to go every single day. This is like actually hitting home, isn't it? I'm trying to be generic, but they won't let me.
Yeah, I jumped ship, so I'm currently unemployed and enjoying being home, taking care of myself and my family.
So now just take the fear out of it. Just take the fear out of it and get excited and look at it from that same situation as whatever that was that your mom just brought you, that equipment or whatever, the same thing. Now just pray to them and tell you everything that you need, and they will bring it to you. You probably, I don't think you were on this call, the last reading that I did, where I talked about the manifestation that happened in my world. Woo! Sometimes things don't happen exactly when they're meant to happen, or when we think they're going to happen. They happen a little bit later. And there's always a reason for it. Always, 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 every single time. And it just happened in my world. There was a bunch of money that I was waiting for in order to get the center up and going. And it had been held back for many different reasons. And finally, last minute, it came through. But the ironic part of this story is that 3 years ago, I did a little money manifestation. I'll let you go watch the full story. I'm not going to do the whole full story, but watch it when I post the video from Saturday show. And I did this money manifestation thing, prayer, whatever, with this check that I had, and put it on my wall and let it sit there for like 3 years. And then when this money finally came in, money I didn't even know about back then 3 years ago, that is for my business. I looked at that little check that I had written up on there, or that I had put on my wall, and the date was exactly the same date, but 1 year passed when I had wrote. Crazy, right? Hello?
Yes. I'm in awe.
Huh?
I'm just in awe when things like that happen. Like it's just,
But that's manifestation, right? You give it to God and you say, God, I know you're doing this for me, and I don't know when your timing is, but I'm just going to trust you. And then wait for it to come in. That's what you're in right now. You're in that leap of faith.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why she's showing me the boiling frog and all of that is because that's where you were and you jumped out of the pot. And so now you're in this situation where you jumped out of your pot, but now you're like, well, where the heck am I? I don't know where I am. This is all unfamiliar territory now. And
Yes.
you just get excited about that unfamiliar territory because there is so much good stuff coming up ahead. Okay, now that we said that, she goes, exactly. Why am I seeing cotton candy?
I don't know.
I'm seeing like Callaway Park. I don't know where you live.
Well, my daughter got to go for a little vacation this summer for 10 days with her friend, and they went to Callaway Park. So she got a little holiday. Right? It's been so long since anybody's gotten a holiday. So she got a holiday. She did get a little holiday. And then she got a job. She just turned 17, but she got a job in the oil field as a laborer, working 10-hour days, 6 days a week.
You let her know that's not an accident. That was her grandma. She says, where's grandma? She's right there. She went with her for that vacation and then she helped her get a job.
Oh, she's so happy.
Oh, your mom is so proud of you, honey. She's so proud of you. I wish you could see her like beating her chest like a gorilla of what an amazing mom you are and how you just make everybody feel so good. Like I can even feel that relationship with you and your husband is just overflowing. Like you guys are in such a good place, it feels like. And then you know what she said? She said, you know what they do in Japan? When something gets broken, like say you break a plate, they fix it with gold. And then it's more valuable after it's been broken than it was even before it was broken. She's showing me that for your marriage. Do you understand that?
I do, yes.
Please know how proud she is of you and how much she loves you and excited she is for what is to come. She's like, you might be standing right outside your pot, but that just means that you have so much that is about to pour down. She's so proud of you.
Thank you, Tracy. That's awesome.
You're welcome. I'm going to let her pull that energy back, but I hope that was helpful.
It was. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And get excited because there is something coming around the corner. Like I'm feeling like September, maybe the end of September, beginning of October, something is about to ramp up. I think you needed this time of being unemployed in order to help get your daughter
Yeah.
and everything, right? And now that that's all done, then this will flow into your world. It's kind of like me. I wanted this money last year to be able to do this last year, but I wasn't in a position to do this last year. And if God had given it to me last year, it would have been wasted. So right time, right place, always. There's like good stuff coming in just around the corner. Rest up. It's going to be fun.
Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. Steph, I'm coming to you. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Just
Good.
puttering along.
I was going to say, you're still in the old house, aren't you?
No, not
This
right
is
now.
New
no.
house? Because I
Yeah.
just feel boom. Like I feel moving chaos.
Oh yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, not a bad interesting, but just
That's what happens when the everything has to go so fast, right? So fast. And it's funny because your grandma's like, I warned you it was going to go fast. I warned you. I warned you.
yeah, she did.
But it's interesting. I want to say she just told me that it wasn't an accident that you followed Tamara in the beginning because I think you needed to hear that message as well. Interesting. You know why? Because I mean, we haven't even done the connection exercising yet, but I feel like you and her are kind of in a similar spot. You both just jumped out of that pot that was heating up and heating up and heating up and heating up, and you took that leap of faith, and now you're somewhere that you haven't been for a while, and it's a little bit scary. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
I am.
Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then I want you to blow it directly towards me. And give me a minute to focus. Oh, wow. Okay. So your grandmother, who usually comes forward, brought forward the father figure above your husband. What I
Okay.
heard was, now that we have your attention, now that we have his attention, we're going to bring this gentleman forward because he needs to hear from him. Do you understand that?
Be his grandfather.
It's funny, your grandma's like, we didn't bother before because he just would have like rolled his eyes in the back of his head. But now we've got his attention, Tracy. So now he can step forward.
Hmm.
She's trying to, they're showing me the peeling of the layers of onions around him. Like, I feel like he's trying to carry a lot of stress, or he's under a lot of stress. And I don't know if he's handling it so well, because she just put tape over his mouth, which is my symbol for either saying things we shouldn't say or not saying what we should say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's just like stress or whatever and just being like cranky. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh,
what
he's
that is.
cranky.
Yeah, okay. This is why. Do you understand?
Mhm.
It's because he's taking a leap of faith and now he's in a new environment that he doesn't know how to control. And that's
Mhm.
making him feel powerless and scared because he's looking at that which he can't see instead of focusing on that which is exciting and about to come into his world. His grandfather, I feel, first of all, that they must have been very close, but I'm seeing distance or space that he passed some time ago. Do you understand that?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think my husband was like 16.
Yes.
And they were super close.
That's what he said. We were so close, but it's been a very long time. And he said he's been watching over that boy every single time. He's like, yeah, I saved his butt a number of times. And you remember that trouble that he got into a little while ago? I feel like it could have been so much worse, but his grandfather was in his head going, stop, 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 stop. And he heard him. He said there's nothing wrong here except for his perception. He's looking at the pie as if somebody stole something. Okay. So what I mean when he says he's showing me the pie. So pie is one of my favorite desserts. So they use this as an analogy, right? So the analogy is like this. If I walk into my kitchen and there's an apple pie on my table and I didn't put it there, it just came out of nowhere and there's 2 pieces missing. I can either look at that apple pie and be like, holy shit, there's an apple pie on my table. Woohoo, I got apple pie, and be all excited. Or I can look at that and go, somebody put some gross half-eaten pie on my table. I ain't eating that shit. I don't know who touched that. Nah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his attitude right now. He's focused on what's missing and what he doesn't see instead of understanding that is about to come into his world. He's just got a lot of pressure. Your husband is doing what I call white knuckling it. He's trying to force himself to go forward. He's trying to force himself to do this. I feel like I need a honey break list. Do you know what I mean? He needs to go golfing or take a day off or like do something to like relax. I feel like he's just bitter because he's got all this jobs to do and he doesn't want to do it. And then he said, his grandfather's saying, well, he's upset that he missed something or that he couldn't do something he wanted to do because he's got too much going on. It's almost like there was a game, or I don't know if this is a get together of friends or something that we had going on, like a poker game or a card game or something like this. But I almost feel like I can't go because I have this and this and this to do, or I can't do this because of these restrictions. And I'm not sure what these restrictions are. They're being very, oh yes, I do actually. They're being very secretive, but it's like,
you say poker and I'm like, he used to play poker every weekend with his friends, but he's not allowed to anymore. That's probably what it is. Yeah.
And that was his stress relief, his coping mechanism, right? So we've taken away his coping mechanism and not replaced it with something else. So that's why I'm feeling the white knuckling it, because that's like when you're trying to quit smoking and you're like, I'm not having a smoke. No, 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 no. And you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, holding on for dear life till your knuckles turn white. But
he's doing that too, as well.
That's exactly it. You know,
Yeah.
he's got to find something to put his attention on that's going to take that away. He needs a break. He needs a treat. Do you know what I mean? Good boy. One of those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm single. This is why.
Right?
Oh, but because not very politically correct, but you get my point, right?
I do, yeah.
This is what he needs. If you can instill in him that energy and and your grandma said she's so proud of you for the level of patience that you have had with him. She's like giving you a gold star. And his grandfather is like kissing your cheek saying that he's so grateful for your patience. But at some point, you've got to lay down the law and say, this is not acceptable. You're not going to treat me like this. So what do we have to do? Instead of looking at what I can't do, look at what you can do. I would sit him down and say, okay, babe, what can we do to make you feel rested? You can't do this and this and this like you used to do, because that will cause problems in our life. But that doesn't mean that you can't go away for a break. Does he like fishing or something? Like go do something for a day. I've got this covered for a day or two. You go get away and then come back. You're no good to me like this. It's like if he's trying to help you when he's got the flu, he'd be no good to you.
Exactly.
And he's got a case of what I call stinky thinky. To tell how many kids I have. It's stinky thinky, right? He's looking at the missing pieces of the pie instead of looking that he's got 3/4 of it right in front of him. If you can take that stress away, and this is just, I'll tell you something, this is really good news, Steph, because this is, so if somebody has had an addiction to a substance, a behavior, and anything for a very long time, and they get to this point where we've left it for a while, like when I quit smoking, it's been a month or two, and then all of a sudden that craving comes back and it rages, right? It's kind of like when you conquer that rage after a couple of months of it being gone, and then it comes back and you conquer it. It's like that's that final done. You just beat that boss guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't go back down to that level. So when he resists that urge to do the same as he's always done and get the same as he's always got, he's going to start getting new and doing new and getting new things and beautiful things along the vibration that he wants. Your grandma and his grandfather are working together on that side. But your grandma is making me feel like you might have to practice what you have practiced right now, up until now, which is being tough, right? Just being tough and say, I'm not willing to keep going with this, with you forcing yourself to be here and do this with me. I can handle a day or two. I love you enough to put you first for a bit. You need to go and take care of yourself and then come back to me. And when you do, I just see everything going like very fast. What is she talking about? The drive is annoying. You didn't move very far away from where you used to live, right?
No, just a couple blocks.
I feel irritated about driving for something, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. You're laughing. What does that mean?
I was actually driving to the house yesterday, and I said to Alicia, one of my daughters, I'm like, it feels weird to drive over here, and I like almost hated it. Like I didn't hate it, but like it's so convenient where we were before, and now it's like, even though it's a few blocks, it's like that. That's probably what it was.
I can feel it. I can feel it so strongly. She's like, just know that you're meant to feel that. You're being repelled. That house had that energy that you don't want anymore, right?
Yeah.
So they do things like that, as you very much know, to prove that they're with you at this moment in time. She said, this too shall pass. You're just together learning how to deal with the situation differently than you've dealt with it before. So it's kind of unfamiliar. That's why it feels stressful. And you're very right. He doesn't have a coping mechanism for the stress, because the coping mechanism that he used to use, he can't use that anymore. And I think he's scared to bring that up because of the issues that it caused before, right? So I think he's trying to bury it, and that's what's causing the blah. But it's not because he means to be grumpy. It's because he's trying to keep the peace everywhere around. He's white knuckling it in so many different areas of his life.
Yeah, I can see it actually. Like, I have even said to him a couple times, like, why are you being aggressive with me? That was like, I just asked you a question. Like, you don't need to do that. And he's like, almost looking at me, like, even through the move, he apologized one time. He's like, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be fun and this is not fun. And like, you know, yeah,
Let him know, because he's a man, right? Men are just not as in touch with their emotions as we are.
Mm,
And he loves you so much, Steph, that he just wants to do right by you. And
yeah.
I think he's trying to do the best he can, but he's
Oh, for sure.
causing this discord in him. So just let him know that you love him enough to let him go and have a couple of days to himself to get himself
Mhm.
right, and then come back and handle this.
Yeah.
And then she like pushes his grandfather out of the way, and I'm seeing a bunch of shoes. Did you just go shoe shopping?
No.
What do you need shoe shopping? Because I'm seeing all different sizes. Like, I know you have a bunch of kids, but I'm seeing little ones, bigger, like all brand new shoes. And then I saw sale.
Well, I was actually looking at this Fab Kids website that was like cheap shoes yesterday, but I didn't end up buying them. It's weird.
That's so funny. You know why?
But I do have to get 3 of the kids' shoes, so that might be what it is for
You
school.
know why? You know why your grandma's showing me that? Because she said that reason you didn't buy was because she was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Because she's already got a good deal over here. That's why she showed me sale. Because she's already got some stuff picked out. You're gonna hit it at exactly the right time. She's funny. Your grandma likes to shop, hey?
I've never known her to be a shopper, but I didn't grow up with her, so it's not because she's not. We didn't have a relationship that way, I guess.
The way it feels to me, I'll tell you why I assume that she likes to shop. It's because as she talks about the shopping and the shoes and finding the sale for you guys and being able to pick that out, I feel her extraordinary joy to be able to do these things with you, to pick these out with you, to spend that time with you and the kids.
That I can relate. That I could see that. Yeah. And she had a lot of kids too, right? So she's all about the sale. So
that's funny. That's totally her personality.
mm-hmm.
Oh, she just kissed your cheek and she thinks that you're doing an amazing job. You're a great wife. And she said you need to remember that. I think that you've been wondering if there was something, did I do something? Is there something that I did here? Like, and you didn't do anything. She said,
Yeah, I always question myself for sure.
You did nothing. You're amazing. And you have more patience than most women do. He's a very lucky man.
Mhm.
So please know that they're with you and they're helping him as well. And I know that if you guys get onto the path of looking for his relief instead of the path of frustration, then
Mhm.
that relief, you will find it. But you
Right.
have to get onto the path of relief first. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yep.
All right. I'm going to let them pull back. But I hope that was helpful.
It was. Yeah, it was. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going shopping so that I can see you on Sunday. All right. Take care, guys.
Tracy.
Bye.